12373, rocking its refurb. EP11. Right, so the badge is at the back, the badge is at the rear. The E is just loosened off, so it just says N Viral. It literally says N Viral 400 City at the back. Now, I don't know why, but for whatever reason, that's the only one that was new. That's part of the EP batch. Well, this EP batch, because you never know, there might be more in the future. But yeah, it was the only one part of this batch that had the extra ADL labelling at the back. The others didn't have that. I don't know why. I think it's the only EV in London, Enviro 400 EV in London to have that. I think. No. I think some of the earlier batches have that as well. I know a few E200 EVs have that from Go Ahead. Maybe Wrapped as well. Yeah, they do. Right, so 36545 on the left over here. The reason I've came to meet up with this one today is because I should get to the real of it. Right, so this one over here, 36551. The blind's already been taped all over it on the left side. Oh, it's going. I like these Voith and Enviro 200s, you know, because they have a habit, yeah. If the bus is at a certain speed, yeah, and you just press the brake, it automatically goes back into gear zero, aka neutral. It goes back into gear zero, right? And then when you take your foot off the brake, it goes back into gear one. But it only does it at a certain speed. If the system notices the bus is going very slowly and you press the brake, it'll just go into neutral automatically. Like if you press the brake whilst you're going at a slow speed, how do I explain this? It does it where it's a system where only geniuses like me will understand how it works. Like it just, you know, if the bus is slowing down from a high speed, yeah, and then it goes to a slow speed, it won't go into neutral like that. It will only go into neutral if you press the brake at a point where the bus was going into a slow speed. And then when the bus fully stops, automatically it'll go back into gear one, and then it'll go back into gear zero because it realizes it's on standby, like it's not moving. I'll make a video demonstrating how it works. see, I like with voice. For those of you man that understand how the voice gearbox works, I like how it just goes back into gear 0, gear 1, and gear 0 again. Because you can tell with how the thing revs what gear it's in. Like when the engine jerks and then it'll go below the idle RPM sometimes. I don't know why it does that. I mean, I know why it's doing that, but because I know it's switching from gear. I know it's switching from like gear 0, gear 1, back and forth. I know, because that's what voice do. Basically, what voice do, yeah. If the bus is switching to gear 1 or -1, aka reverse, yeah. If they switch from gear 1, if they switch to like if it's switching to any other gear other than gear 0, right? The RPM will go below the idle RPM. It'll go below the idle RPM and then it'll go back up to the idle RPM. And then if it's switching into gear 0, aka neutral, right? The engine will go above the idle RPM and then it'll go back to the idle RPM. Now all gearboxes do that, right? For buses, like ZF, Allison, even Allison does it. Well, if the bus driver's on brake, you'll hear it. He goes into neutral and then so you'll hear it when the bus goes into neutral, right? When the driver puts the bus in neutral to turn off the engine because he's on his brake, you'll notice the engine will go above the idle RPM for a sec, and it'll go back into the idle RPM. But yeah, I mean it's interesting how this shit works, innit? Okay, I'm gonna cut the video here because it's too long for the people. Because if I put 36545 journey, right, people are gonna be getting patient and they're gonna think, bro, it's like 10 minutes till you actually ride a bus and you show us it. So yeah, I'm gonna cut it from here actually.